Welcome to the Geek Easy. Sit back, grab a libation of your choice, and relax, 'cause it's time to do some geek stuff in the Geek Easy. Okay, welcome to the Geek Easy, fellow geeks. Grab a beverage of your choice, preferably alcoholic, for this conversation, because today we will be going over Gotham Knights episode 5. Where to begin? Because this is a mess. It's a pile of shit combined with a mess, combined with a dumpster fire. And I think the people who are writing this thing also decided to throw in a cliche randomizer into the writing room. Because, boy, this thing was full of them. This episode was absolutely full of them. Alright. I want to go over a couple things that I noticed last week and forgot to put in my thing for last week. Hold on. Alright. Last week, they showed Talon, which is the kind of the killer for the Court of Owls. And they went full Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin on this character. What I'm talking about is if you watch Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin, they had Bane in that episode, or that movie. Yes, they did. It's a small part. Now, in that movie, Bane's outfit was comic book accurate. It was comic book accurate. He had the mask, he had all the tubes, and he was buff. But he was nothing like Bane. Because Bane was also super intelligent and smart. In this one, he was walking around going, and he was just a mindless monster that went around just throwing stuff. Okay, I'm going somewhere with this. Now, Talon in this thing outfit is fairly comic book accurate. But he's supposed to be this badass killing machine. But he walks around, and whenever he comes into the room, you know, he's got his whole thing over his face, and you hear him. So it sounds like it's not Darth Vader-y. So it is kind of Darth Vader-y, but it's also like someone who's just breathing heavily through a mask. And he's supposed to be this badass killer guy who manages to get his ass handed to him by a bunch of little kids. Yeah, way to go. And 2, they have, the group. There's the 3 the brother, sister, Joker's kid, and then Bruce Wayne's not son are hiding in this tower that's located. It's in the school. It's you have to go through the school to get to it, right? And so they're slipping in and out of this tower all the time. But you have to go like through the school, type in this code, and then get upstairs. They're doing it at all times of day and night without anyone in the school seeing them. I mean, sure, it would work at night, but if they go there during the day, you're gonna have somebody see them. But that's not. And Batman's not son is complaining about having to live up there. But the way that thing looks, it looks nicer than my apartment. I mean, it's got this huge bookshelves, all these books. They've got a fireplace, and it's got a bunch of furniture and stuff. But it just sucks being up here. Okay, so now let's get to this episode. Cliche number 1. It starts out with they're in a bar. It's a bar. And a bunch of people come in. 3 or 4 guys come in, and you can tell right away because the way they look, they're the bad guys. They're bad guys. And what are they doing coming into the bar? They're collecting protection money. Of course, that's how you can tell the people are bad, because they're collecting protection money from the innocent business people. And of course, what always happens when someone's collecting protection? They don't have it because business has been bad. So they have to sit there and wreck the bar. Can't you just for once have gang members be doing something other than collecting protection money? And if they do collect protection money, why can't you just have it at this point be different and not cliched, and have them actually have the money? So they'll be like, okay, next we'll see you next week. It's the same thing. There's still bad guys for collecting it. All right. Now they do introduce these bad guys for a purpose. Now, there is turns out that these guys are doing stuff for the Court of Owls. They're a gang, and they're doing other stuff, and it looks like the gang of Owls is probably protecting them, so they're laundering money for them. Right? I forget exactly how they figured that out, but they're like, okay, let's, if they're laundering money, there's the proof that we're going to have if they're laundering money for the Court of Owls and they're being protected by them, that's the proof we need. So let's just hack into the system. That's the solution to everything. Hacking into the system, because they have the cliche computer person who can hack into any computer system anywhere, everywhere. But hey, they can't do it this time because whatever reason, it's not going to be online, whatever. So they actually have to go in and sneak into this compound. But hey, how do they know how to do it? Turns out that, brother and sister gang, thieves who know how to do chemical interactions to make poison and all that other shit that we found out from a couple weeks ago. The sister was dating one of the gang members. So she knows all about how to get in the stuff, how it's guarded. As the church lady in Saturday Night Live said once, how convenient. And this place is well protected. It's well protected. Remember, they make a big point of saying it's well protected, even though it's Sunday and these are good Irish Catholic gangsters and they're all going to be at church, it's still going to be well protected. And they need to sneak in to get in there. So, how do they sneak into this compound? They'll hitch a ride on a truck. Now, you've got this truck. They always have these trucks coming into the compound to move their shit around, right? And they're going in, and so you see this truck coming in to the compound. It's a well-guarded compound, right? And it looks like the kind of truck you can get from U-Haul, just the little box in the back. And you see the truck driver get out and start to walk somewhere. No one's there to meet him. No one from this organization is there to see if this is the right guy or anything. As far as we know, it is. But then you see 5 of the people. The computer hacker isn't there because she has to do something at school, right? They drop off the back from underneath this truck. So 5 people managed to hang on to the bottom of this box truck. Which, that makes sense, right? Go into this, ride under this, don't know how long they're on there, and make it into this compound without anybody seeing them. Because obviously nobody's guarding the gate, or if they are, they're, checking the truck. They managed to drop off there, walk over there, and get all the way to this warehouse that they know to go to, right? And then they run into one guy. One guy who's not paying any attention. And you get Bruce Wayne's son, not son, who just a couple episodes before, didn't know how to fist fight and getting his ass handed to him, knocks this guy out with one punch. Because now all of a sudden he can fight. And so they get in there, and so now then we get back to the whole, they're switching back and forth to Harvey Dent. Not Two-Face, Harvey Dent. Who is now saying that he's been having, memory lapses. He's waking up places, right? Without any knowledge of what he was doing. They've had a couple times where he just woken up and was like, hey, we're bed. The hell, who hasn't done that on a Saturday morning? Hell, in the Navy, there's plenty of weekends I'd wake up in the morning going, what the fuck? Oh, okay, okay. But it's not Bruce, right? Because his father had, sounds like the DID, dissociative identity disorder, as they're calling it now, I guess. And he's worried that that would just be passed on by heredity and stuff like that. There's a gene or something that, well, I guess maybe as far as I know, maybe it could be, but, that's, So they aren't going to go with the whole way they did it. The real way he began, Two-Face is the mob throwing acid on him. Fine. We go back there, but then we get back to this group of kids. And they're in this warehouse, and there's this, they're looking for this place to go for the safe, to find this ledger. And there's a safe sitting just right out in the middle of this warehouse. Another cliche that, boy, they can get to this place real easy, and they can find exactly what they want. Because these bad guys just leave shit lying around everywhere that you can, because why not, right? It's in the script. And, of course, these kids are carrying in this safe-breaking equipment. They get in there, and they find it. And then guess who shows up? One of the brothers who run the place. And then it turns out that all the rest of the people who were supposed to be guarding this place show up. Yada yada. They managed to get away by stealing a truck and a van driving out. And so now they've got these dirty cops following them. They'd taken some money. And again, another cliche. They've got dirty cops who are doing using dialogue straight out of Dirty Cop cliche book. We can do this the hard way, or we can do this the fun way. And it shows them they're pulling out all these police equipment that are saying police on, police on, police. And they're all in uniforms and cop cars just to show that yes, they're cops and they're dirty because they're dealing with just to remind you every 2 seconds that they're dirty cops. So car chase, right? You gotta have the car chase, right? So you got all 5 of the kids in this van, right, with one of them driving, and she's driving, and they've got the wonderful, great dialogue in the back going, "Floor it, I'm already flooring." I mean, come on, who's writing this? I mean, I've got a 1.5-year-old nephew, a great nephew, that I think could probably write better than this shit. I'm telling you. And so, you know how they decide to try and get the cops to stop chasing them? They stole some of these guys' money. So they have these, like, the little bank bags that they had some money in. They start throwing all this money out the back of the truck. That's how you're going to get the cops to stop chasing them. Cops want to kill them. So you think these cops are going to stop to get a bunch of money from the mobsters? Get the mobsters money from them when they're trying to catch... Right. Yeah. That works. At the end of this, I just wanted to bang my head on the... on this desk right here. Oh, there's a couple of the things that I'm not going to get into because I could probably get in trouble for saying the shit that I want to say about it. If you watch the episode that's lying about the surgery and stuff like that, I'm not gonna get into that right now just because. Yeah, that will just. Anyway, I swear, I think these people they're trying to see how awful they can make these episodes, and just this week they brought in the cliche randomizer and say, okay, let's see how much of the heist video, the heist cliches that we could add into this and do it just as badly as any of the other ones, or do it even worse. And of course, then you have to have a couple of bonding moments again. As per usual, their little versions of CW does the Mad TV's Pretty White Kids with Problems parody, but this isn't a parody. Those guys were actually just kidding about it. These ones aren't. I don't know why I'm going to do this. Do not know why I'm doing this, but you know what? I'm already committed to doing it. So I have the feeling that if I just go this whole season, I'm going to be committed. But so I guess we can say that I'm committed to being committed. Because I'm going to stick this shit out and just see how bad it can get. If it can get anywhere. So I'm going to give this, again, I'm actually going to give this one a 0.75. I can't say it was worse than the last other ones. Just because they just went whole unabashedly into the whole cliche thing and just sit there and said, we're going to commit. I got to commend them for that. They're just like, yeah, we're going to do a really shitty heist video. Why do I keep saying video? Heist episode, and we're gonna see how bad we can do it. And they did a damn good job of doing it bad, if that makes any sense. So that actually gives them a couple of extra points. I'm gonna give it a 0.75 this week, just because I just realized that it needs to be a little bit, give it a little bit of credit for how fully committed they went into this thing, even though it was just to make it horrible. But anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think of this show and what you thought of this one, and see if you think I'm wrong, think if I'm full of it, or if you agree with me. All right, like, subscribe, and most of all, why, if you watch this show, go get something a superhero movie that you can watch afterwards just to enjoy. Anyway, have a good one.